Hey everyone, Carla here from Documenting the Journey. Today I'm going to be doing a digital flip of one of my planners from 2022. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've been doing a, what am I going to call it? I don't know, digital challenge for August of 2023. I have been in a bullet journal for a while, and although I absolutely love it and I've been fully dedicated to it for the entire first half of the year, it became very big, very chunky. Part of it was my fault because I kept putting pages in and using a lot of decoration, but I just got this sense of overwhelm. And so I quickly then moved to another 6-month planner that was a little bit thinner, and I figured I would use that for the last half of the year. And there was just one day that I looked at my desk and it was, I mean, like, there's just stuff everywhere. And I do remember last year in 2022, I actually stuck with digital planning for about 3 months. Can't really remember why, but went back to paper, probably because I missed the actual feeling of like holding a notebook, especially my covers. I love my covers. And so I decided that I was going to challenge myself once again. As far as planning goes for digital, the only thing that I've used in the past is Passion Planner and Moxie Life. I know that there's a ton of other digital planners out there, so that's what I'm going to be doing a flip through of here, is just mainly the Moxie Life, because that's what I was in last year. I did have the Passion Planner and I did some time blocking and tracking and stuff like that, just a little bit. I'll show you a couple of those pages. But the biggest reason that I wanted to try digital again is just because of physical, not clutter right now, clutter. But just there was a lot of things on my desk and I wanted to simplify things. Other upsides of digital planning for me personally is I do use Apple products and I use the app GoodNotes, which I can easily download on my iPad and on my iPhone. If I don't want to bring my iPad out of the house, it's an older version and it's quite large, I can easily pull it up on my phone through the GoodNotes app, and I can just add in my shopping lists. I can add in anything on my calendar quickly and easily. And so a lot of the stuff that I have been using for physical planner has been decreased and downsized. I no longer carry my very heavy, very chunky, very weighted bullet journal. I have changed my handbag size because I just have to carry my phone, my wallet, and my keys now, because everything I have is accessed digitally, which for the time being is working really, really well. I will obviously update everybody in a month or maybe 2, maybe 3, I don't even know. But if you follow my channel and you subscribe, then you'll be able to get the updates every single time I post a video. But I am enjoying it so far. I do fear that I am going to miss actually holding my notebook, planning. As I do some flip throughs, I will also tell you some things that I have changed in my routine from paper planning to digital planning. And if you have any questions throughout, just go ahead and leave all of those comments down below. All right, let's get into it. First of all, one downside that I have found so far with filming is my screen is very glary, and I don't have like a screen protector or anything quite yet. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna stick with this long term, so I don't really wanna invest a ton of money into it. But let's go ahead and go to my current Moxie Life planner that I am using right now, which is the Daily. I will go ahead and start with the very beginning of August. Okay, so here is the very beginning of August. This is my monthly view. Another upside that I have found in digital planning is I can move things around here a lot easier than I could in my bullet journal. I can add pages, remove pages, copy pages from other planners and other layouts and add those in as well. So basically what I have here is my standard monthly view with all of my time sensitive and schedule things, a couple of big dates, school is starting. And I wanted to do some finance tracking. So I actually copied this page without any of the text and I added in another one here to just track all of my finances. And so I mainly use this view because this is what I use based off of my schedule, but anytime we have something big financially, I will use that next view as well. And then I added in from the Moxie Life notebooks that are digital as well. I just added in a plain graph page here. You can see that this is the tabs from the notebooks. My hyperlinks will not work from these tabs because it is in my actual planner since I copied the page. So that is something to also keep in mind if you ever wanted to add in or remove pages. Your hyperlinks from a previous page will not work with your current planner system. And so this is my accomplishment log for the month of August. And then I go straight into all of my August goals. So because this one is part of the actual planner, all of these hyperlinks will work. So if I wanted to go back to my monthly view, I can simply click on that and go straight to my monthly view here. And then I can also use these hyperlinks up here to go to my August goals. So I can jump around a lot easier instead of doing a lot more, just like a lot more actual physical flipping. So these are my monthly goals here for August. I've got all of that outlined, and then I did not do the reflections for the last week of July, but here are my weekly actions for the first week of August. Again, all of these hyperlinks up here are accessible in addition to my tabs. And so from here, I just kind of outlined all of my things that I wanted to get done this week, and then I just went straight through and did all of my daily pages. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm a functional planner first and a decorative planner second. So a lot of times my pages look like this, where it's just a bunch of task lists, checkboxes, and some habits. And then when I am bored, or if I just want to come back and just play, I will add in a lot of the digital stickers. And so I will just do a quick flip of all of my daily pages. So this is everything that I've currently used for the month of August. And I have been having some really good success with this. So one of the things that I've actually changed is how I write down memories and gratitude. So in the past, with a physical bullet journal and paper and pen, I really loved the feeling of sitting down on my couch with my paper and pen and just writing out all of my gratitude throughout the day. But since I'm in a digital form, it's not as enjoyable for me to do all of that. But I also have my digital Moxie Life daily reflections notebooks in here that I can document all of my gratitude in addition to on my daily pages. And so this is just kind of the snapshot of how I've been using it in August. And then I wanted to show you, this is the daily, but I wanted to show you in 2022, I also used a lot of the weekly. Oh, this is my passion planner. So in my passion planner last year, I used this a lot for time blocking. And so I would just kind of come in here and I would just jot down all of the things that we had. For non-negotiable items are activities, tutoring, whatnot, all of those things. I would use this area down here for memory keeping. And then this down here was all of my to-do task type items. Another thing that I really liked with the digital is that you can actually change a lot of your headers by using your pen and coloring and just writing in a new header. And so changing the format is really easy in digital as well. Takes up a lot less physical space because you don't need a lot of those stickers cluttering up your desk. Okay, so let's go ahead and find my 2022 weekly. So this is my 2022 Moxie Life Vertical Weekly. This is the planner that I was in for about 3 months, I believe. So I just kind of came up here and hit this little waffle, and that just kind of shows you every single page. I guess I imported all of the covers, mainly because I was practicing how to do that. Honestly, I have forgotten how to do that, so I will have to refresh how to do that. And then I can simply come in here and just look at all of my pages. And so here is another example of me importing some pages. These are pages from the Moxie Life digital bullet journal notebook. I copied this page and imported it into this particular planner because I wanted to just jot down some routines and other things. I also bookmarked it at the time so I could easily find it. Because under here, instead of thumbnails, you can go to favorites, okay? And so let me just scroll through and find where I started consecutively using it. So it looks like I used it here in April. So again, my monthly view, very functional, the most widely view that I have. And then all of my goals, weekly reflections and actions. And then I basically created this spread by doing one of the columns, then I copied and pasted each one to the next. And then I've got, you know, I tried to make my own stickers. And so a lot of this stuff I ended up doing. So these are some affirmations that I posted over on Instagram to give myself an affirmation challenge. And then I was able to bring in the horizontal view because I wanted the weekly view for functional, and the horizontal view I was going to use for journaling. And so I just went to the horizontal planner file, copied this week, and pasted it into here. And then, so this is May. And then I started using it for goal tracking. And then here's where I started bringing in a lot of the daily pages. And so with Moxie Life, you can purchase the full annual weekly planner, and then you can purchase the undated inserts, and you can just insert those into your weekly planner. And that is what I did here, is I just used this for a menu. And then I started using daily pages when what is this? That was a Saturday, so that must have been a busy day. And then either that or I was just playing with it because there's nothing written on it. And then I went back to functional weekly. And then here is June, my goals. All right, and so it looks like June is kind of where I left off a little bit. So all right, so we've got June. Here is another one. This is the goal tracking. This is actually what I used to use when I had the paper version in 2021. I actually used to outline this with just the highlighters and do goal tracking in here. And then let's see what else I've got. Okay, so it looks like I kind of skipped around a little bit. I tried to do an hourly view, and I didn't really love how that looked. And then again, I inserted this page for my menu and grocery list, another version of goal tracking. So basically all I did is I created this entire column, and then I copied the column and pasted it to each individual day. And then I did the same here. I put in the horizontal version that is the same as the date range for this weekly version. Here's more. So here is this is the undated insert for the daily that you can purchase in addition to the weekly. So you know how back here, let me find a page. So when you insert it as its own page, the daily is more of a vertical, whereas like a vertical orientation. So your tablet like should be like this, right? But because the weekly is a horizontal orientation, it just, in my opinion, it didn't really look weird, but it was just like teeny tiny compact to just like, oh, whoa, kind of thing. And so what I ended up doing is I inserted, it was kind of honestly like a little bit of a pain, and so I didn't do it for long. I have to find it again. So I inserted the daily pages over the weekly pages. And so let me see if I can show you. So see, here's your weekly page, and I inserted the daily page over that. And in my opinion, it was extremely challenging. I didn't really love it because that also meant that you lost your weekly view. So you would have to copy your weekly view and paste it into a different, it was just, I don't know, it was too much for me. But I ended up using the daily a little bit more consistently, and I just kind of dealt with it and just, oh, that was my memory spread. And so I just kind of dealt with it, and then I just kind of inserted it, and then I just used it like this, okay? Oh, I like this layout. I ended up just inserting the daily and just rotating my tablet each time. Okay, so let's turn editing mode off so I don't accidentally do something. So I was a lot more colorful, it looks like here. I like the way I did this. I actually might go back to that. And then I like the way I did my time blocking for my day also, and then my little habits. I really liked that. Okay, so let's see. So this is just kind of a flip, just so you guys can see how I used it in 2022. And I actually kind of like doing this for me too, because just like I said earlier, I was like, oh, I like that timeline better. I like this better. It is nice to kind of see what worked for me. And clearly I was in here for a really long time. And so I really wanted to flip through this just for me, in addition to just sharing it with everybody here. And so this is another one of the pages from the Moxie Life notebook, which is kind of like a bullet journal. And I copied it in here just because I wanted to play with the page and the layout, and I was just using it for a menu. And then here is another page from the notebook. I did more of a true bullet journal style, and I decided to keep it in my planner, the actual weekly PDF file, because at the end of the year of 2022, I'd actually had plans of printing the entire file. I didn't end up doing that. So that's the reason I kept importing pages into here, is because I wanted everything in one file. I didn't end up printing it though, so. All right. So let's see, are we still in it? I guess we are. Let's see what else oh, this was a memory keeping spread that I was gonna do that it looks like I didn't finish. Another goal tracking that it looks like I also didn't do. I wonder if this is kind of the time where I quit using it. And so let me come back up here and hit my little waffle. Oh, I got a couple in there, but that's a picture of my son, so we're not gonna show that. And then, yeah, okay. So that was my 2022. I actually got some really good ideas for myself, and I am going to come back over to my daily. I will try and maybe actually do a video at some point of the very few tips and tricks that I know. I'm not great at digital yet. I'm still really learning a lot of the tips and tricks, but if you guys have any questions, or if you're interested in knowing something, especially if it's the Moxie Life system, then definitely feel free to comment down below. And I appreciate you guys watching with me. I'm glad that I did this video because it helped me, I know, also kind of get some ideas, and now I at least remember my timeline from last year, because I liked this one a little bit better than the one that I had done before. I will have to kind of work on it just to see if I can try and get these lines to match up, but I don't know. This is also from the undated insert that they had last year, and then they came out with a dated version of it for this year. So it might not actually work, but at least I can remember to go through and try and create a different timeline. So again, squirrel brain, got distracted. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to leave them down below. I appreciate all of you guys, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks a lot.